I'm 26 today, and I can't believe it. Very excited for today to just hang out with my friends, to wash my hair, and I'm gonna go on a birthday run. I'm gonna go on like a quick 1.5 mile birthday run after I get my free coffee, because we do not skip a free coffee in this house.
You know, I'll be very honest with you. I think this looks a little different than it normally does. I got an iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso, which, you know, I get these probably like once a month or so, and every single time I order them, I sound like a fucking idiot because I cannot get the actual thing, the title of the drink, out of my mouth. Woo! When I went through the drive-thru, the barista who was ringing me out, he asked if I had any birthday plans. And he was probably like, I mean, if he wasn't in high school, he probably had just graduated high school. And I was like, oh, you know, like, we're just gonna see some friends and hang out. Like, it's gonna be really low key. He was like, oh, okay, that's fun. Are you going anywhere? And I was like, yeah, we're gonna go to a brewery. And he's like, what's that? And I was like, well, it's like, they just like make their own beers. I felt kind of weird because I was like, I'm introducing this kid to what a brewery is. Well, whatever. I think today I'm just feeling really grateful. I looked at pictures because last night I was thinking about it. I was like, what was I even doing last year, like a year ago? Like, Gabby and I started a business. Luke and I bought a home. And then Luke and I got married. I also started therapy again. There were a lot of ups and downs. Like, everything comes with pros and cons. But I just feel immensely grateful for where I've been and where I'm at. I think I'm really proud of myself for this past year. I don't know, I'm crying. I think I've like started really going after what I want instead of being afraid of it, and good job. What the fuck? I just feel really grateful to be here, to be in such a better place, and to be healing all the time and working on myself and being surrounded by people I love and a family who does nothing but support me, and that's just a really good feeling. All right, enough tears. I have a 1.5 mile run I need to go get done, and then I'm gonna FaceTime my family, and then we're gonna go pick up my birthday cake.
Last week I posted my first vlog in a long time, and I feel really good about it. I spent a lot of like energy and effort to make it how I was envisioning it in my head, and I feel like it turned out mostly how I wanted to. And it's fun because I'm so used to editing short form content for clients that I forget how easy it is to actually like play around with editing when it's long form. So if you watched that video, thank you. This past weekend was really chill. I don't know if I even have any footage from this weekend because Luke and I really just went ham on the home improvement projects, and I hate home improvement projects. They're one of the reasons that I was not sold on buying a house, but it's comes with the territory, and especially when you're in your 20s buying a house, you typically are not buying a house that has nothing to fix or change. This house is no exception to that. I love it. This is like by far the most homey home I've ever felt, but she's really old and she needs some work. Tuesday was really fun because that felt like one of those times where I get to really experience the joy of being a freelance worker. There's a dog over here. I love you. Luke had a show where we used to live in East Nashville, and before I headed over to that, I stopped in at one of my favorite restaurants when we lived over there. It's called Steam Boys, and it's just really, really good soul food, Asian soul food, and I got like boba, I got the works, and it made me really nostalgic for the time that we moved into Tennessee, and I felt really like reminiscent of that period because that was a hard time in my life. It was, first of all, 2020. It was 6 months after losing my dad. It was when the tornado came through Nashville. Like, there were some really big milestones that happened during then, and I have a lot of empathy for what I experienced there in that space, in that little neighborhood of Nashville, and I think I'll always love it for those reasons because it was such like my first like adult living situation. I'd never lived on my own. I'd always lived at Luke's house or my mom's house, and it was cool to be back there and to be 26 and feel like I am a different version of myself. The show in Nashville is essentially for anyone who's not able to go to internationals so they can see the full set. This was the first time that I saw with the props and with all of the choreography, and barbershoppers go so hard. There's such a theater element to barbershop performance, and Luke and I both were theater kids in high school, so it's really neat to see him in his element and enjoying himself and doing his art. Like, it really is an art form, and I'm excited to see him in Louisville, Kentucky, which for the first time, internationals is close enough to home that I'm gonna go. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun trip. It's a couple days later, and the other day I went to Target. Come on. I got a Kavita herbal spritzer. I love the Why can I not talk? I love the Kavita kombuchas. They're delish. And in this house, on Fridays, we do it right. Cheers. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but the elderflower is strong with this one. I have a fun, can you see that? Sometimes we do calls that are that are really just us having fun and talking about business things. So Gabby and I are gonna do that today at 2:30. And then after that, I'm probably just gonna do some laundry. I'm probably going to just chillax. It's the 30th, which means Luke and I are budgeting tonight. But this time is especially gonna be interesting because him and I have been on a challenge this entire month to see who could spend less. I don't know how it's gonna go. back to our room. I'm gonna heat up my lunch and chill for a sec before I go to the business center that's here in the hotel and just edit the vlog, work a little bit, and get ahead so I can have some personal time later this week. Nulu, I walked around down there for a little bit. I didn't really get that much footage just because I was like, this is so cool. And it was like gross hot because it's almost 2 p.m. But it was beautiful. And I picked up, I'll show you what I got. I've just needed a little like journal that I can pitch into my bag. And I got this one that's a vintage book that they added a spiral to and some pages. So it has like the actual book pages, which I think is so cute. And then blank pages so that I can jot down ideas, draw, whatever I need to do on the go. I got this from Hazel and Hunt. Here's their information. They're in Nulu. And their business cards are so sick. Their branding was really neat. I just need to schedule a new patient visit.